Hello, everybody. Pinstripe here. I'm joined tonight by ADB,
What is up, everybody?
and we are here with the showdown of the giants. It is going to be Castor versus Iron Fox tonight. We're going to be going through some, shall we say, tricky maps of Pitch Invasion, Skullduggery, and High and Dry. Whether or not we get that far, we will see. But what are your thoughts going into this match, ADB?
I mean, this is one of the classics of Hogs of War League, and yes, you were right about the maps. We're going into pretty straightforward maps, if you will. There's like a bit of water in Skullduggery and a bit of water in Hydra, but everything else is just no crates, basically, except for Pitch Invasion, but very straightforward maps.
It's very true, and of course, these two being at the top of their game, it means that when you have more basic maps, the smallest of mistakes can cost you dearly. And in terms of lineups, you can see here Iron Fox going with the triple scout lineup on a map that kind of requires you at some stage to have some kind of paratrooper, but none to be seen for Iron Fox. Meanwhile, Castor's team has two paratroopers. It goes paramedic, grenadier, para, sapper. So I'm also really surprised not to see any sappers on Iron Fox's team. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what he's got
Yeah, it is
planned.
a weird choice for Pitch Invasion. I didn't think about the paratrooper thing. You are right. There's a need for paratroopers in here.
Yeah,
But I guess
and
Castor
I
is
mean,
going to take all the crates because he has two
yeah,
paratroopers.
you've definitely got to get the health. One of the crates is definitely a 50, and the other one is a random one. But the airbursts
Wait,
are, of
really?
course, a big priority.
No, I
Yep.
think they're both random.
I can't remember, even though I put them there. I'm pretty sure one of them is definitely a 50, but either way, we'll be expecting that 50 HP health crate to drop in the
Yeah,
center
that
of
is
the
that
map
is a
later
50,
on.
but the other
Yeah.
ones are random. But anyway, Castor is for the first time in a while choosing to stay up there. I don't see anyone do that.
Big damage, though. Gets the 22 and the 40, so 62
62.
damage to start with. And I mean, yeah, he doesn't need to like go crazy and sort of use his first few turns frantically trying to get all the crates because, well, he's got all the jetpacks. He doesn't. He
Yeah.
can just take it easy.
And the 6 airburst could definitely be an important asset for Castor. But Iron Fox, we see he's struggling to find a medic. I think he will just enough.
Just about get him.
Yeah.
I'm really curious to see what Iron Fox has planned here. I mean, he's obviously going for he's playing the
Heavy
long
poison.
game.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just poisons. I'm imagining with all of his scouts at some point, and I guess yeah, you've got to take out the medic as soon as possible. And with that turn gained, that's where you would, in my view, I would still trank the medic. I wouldn't go for the body block. And then as he's coming up with his grenadier here, if you weren't body blocked, you could then deal even more damage to the medic.
I was
get him out of
just
the way.
thinking that if you're relying on poison so much and you have your scout first, you might as well do not the scout, your medic first. You might as well not body block so you can take the medic out and play your game with your poison.
Exactly, and because those health crates are only really accessible to the paratroopers, I don't know, there's so many factors in play, but Castor's Grenadier will, I imagine, only get a single turn here, so he has to make this count with the cluster again, just dealing that damage to the other Grenadier. How big will it be?
Pretty
big.
much the same as the
Pretty much,
the
yeah.
the Grey Grenadier did.
Blow for blow. So here's the first scout on Iron Fox's team, and
It
I
would make
guess
sense to
he's gonna
use. It would make sense to use one of the scouts to not to poison, but to just kill the Grenadier since he's on 34.
Yes, that is true. Maybe I was going to say get the double, but the landscape is pretty tricky here to get it on target. But you never know. Iron Fox does enjoy his double and triple poisons, and I think that's exactly what he's looking for. I could read his mind.
Exactly.
Oh,
You
that is a
could.
weak.
Oof. But he
Oh,
only gets
stopped
one.
it. Doesn't go. I thought he was going to go for it, but
Maybe he saw the angle was not too good, and I think he saw the poison heading towards his own Grenadier right there.
yeah. But the more this match goes on, I'm struggling to see how Iron Fox is going to counter those paratroopers because they can just pick up everything. I mean, if Castor collects 150 HP health crate with one of those paratroopers, then it's going to be really tough for Iron Fox to deal the necessary damage to come back from this because he's just lost his Grenadier from that one.
We'll have to see. Castor so far has collected only the 2 weapon crates, which makes sense because, well, nobody's going to take away the health crates from him.
Exactly. He can just chill out, deal damage, and as we just saw, get the first
Oh,
kill.
and also because he maybe wants to bait Iron Fox
yeah.
into poisoning the paratroopers so he can heal them with the crates.
Yeah, I think that's going to be his last focus, especially with the Grenadier and Medic still alive. He's coming out with the sniper rifle, which again, I guess he's just trying not to poison his own medic, but
Yeah.
there's a lot of bodies in there right now.
It makes total sense that's a very smart move if he ends up doing that. He can just do whatever he wants with the paratroopers as long as he keeps one jetpack to collect the crates in case it needs them.
Exactly. So I'm just a little bit puzzled as to Iron Fox's lineup, but maybe it'll come back to do him some good in the long run. There's still a long way to go in this first round. Pitch
He's
invasion.
definitely practiced a lot with those lineups.
As we've seen, Castor going with the shrapnel there, trying to get that extra damage, but doesn't quite get the amount of power needed. This is not really a map that we've seen, pigs being blasted off the map, even though it is quite flat around the edges. But everyone just grouping over there.
Actually, if you're not using a cluster, it's pretty hard to blast pigs out of the map unless there's a slope that gets them towards it.
But we see the first shot being put on the paratrooper, and this is exactly what you were saying. Castor can just cancel out that damage. He's not going with the poison, but I mean, it is still damage, so...
And it is the right choice, because I mean, he can deal damage, but he doesn't want to fall into Castor's trap right now. If he uses poison on one of the true paratroopers...
yeah, especially if this health crate that Castor looks to collect now is just a 10, although he's going for damage instead, he might just leave them entirely, I'm not sure. So his only option is healing at the moment.
He needs to keep one jetpack for it, and I think he's doing exactly that.
He can hear you. He can read your mind.
Because it makes sense because you can do a lot of damage anyway with the airburst, so you don't need to use the jetpack. You can just keep it for that purpose.
Big damage numbers there. There's definitely the 60 with the combination of the initial 40 from the airburst, and then that was about 28, so a good 86 damage from that single paratrooper.
I'm very surprised that Iron Fox just went for a strategy and Castor is able to basically counter it with his lineup. But I think Iron Fox was expecting Castor to bring only one paratrooper.
Yeah, he's definitely going to gain the next turn now.
But that is not the right way to knife him.
You risk him sliding towards your own pig, but he does stop, and he will walk back on just far enough. Is he far enough away from...
Also, Castor is not... Castor's... Oh yeah, he's not. He's next. Sorry about that.
There was double self-damage on both of Iron Fox's scouts there. And I mean, the other, I guess, difficulty for Iron Fox, Castor still with that 150 sapper, but with Iron Fox using all the tranquilizers on the medic, I mean, sure, later on in the match it's good to have a source of healing, but as we've seen so many times with the medic on medic action, I should say, the tranquilizer meta, Castor will have the advantage when his medic is able to be free again. He'll have 3 tranquilizers to use, and Iron Fox taking his time with this shot.
Not that much because he already has damaged him with a scout. So the medic will be on 40 exactly when he's free. So actually,
whether or not.
Actually, mathematically, Iron Fox's strategy is starting to make sense because that paratrooper is already on 50 as well.
That's true, but he still has that full health paratrooper, the full health sapper, and his scouts now are taking some heavy damage from those airbursts. And all he can do here is just pull out the sniper rifle.
Well, that's the big problem for us right now. We can't tell how much these scouts have taken damage, so we can't tell who's in front because of that.
Well, after that self-damage, I mean, that one scout was on 103, he's now on 52, the other one was on 130, and he did take that initial 40 again, so he's at least down to 60 health. I mean, I don't know, my maths isn't that great, but there could be a kill here. Or at least
it's not a matter of math, it's more like a matter of memory, like remembering which scout take which damage.
Yeah. But it's very much Castor in the driving seat because as the scouts take more damage... Oh, he does have less than 10 health.
Yeah, a look at the bar would be very useful right now. We always make fun of it, but...
Yeah. But despite the 20 heal, the pressure is mounting on Iron Fox. And, I
I
mean,
don't like this
even-
call, honestly. I don't would a pig with 10 and a pig with 30 doesn't make that much of a difference for Castor.
but sometimes it can be that those single-digit healing figures can be the difference between winning and losing. But in this case, I don't know. There's
Well, of
a
course,
chance.
it depends on if Iron Fox had another target for
Yeah.
the healing.
I think like 3 scouts on a map that isn't this could work. Playing the long game, but you want to have at least one hard-hitting pick because, I mean, as we saw, as soon as you lose your grenadier, you're left with 3 scouts and a medic, which isn't really enough to be, get those.
Oh, he's dead? Oh yeah, he was on
Yeah,
52.
he is.
So
Yeah,
that's
he was on
one.
52. So he's just lacking that final manpower. Castor still with a 4v3, but a scout on 30, the medic not at full health.
I would say that Iron Fox's strategy would have made sense if it wasn't for the air burst. Castor did a ton of damage with those.
Yeah, you've got
Wait,
to have.
he was still tranquilized.
He was. That was a bit of a weird move.
Yeah.
Very surprising from Iron Fox. And the full health sapper still with 2 air bursts. Castor, yeah, looking to. I'd use both of these here. Just take out the medic. Make sure you get all the damage.
Although again, I'm always a bit against damaging the medic when he's out of tranks. If there are other pigs around, of course.
Yeah, because he becomes so useless after that.
Well, not useless. He can still deal a 45. It is very easy to do,
That's true.
and that's a kill.
Everyone always underestimates the rifle burst. It's underused so much because the tranquilizer takes center stage, but with just 2 scouts remaining, with 133 health combined, you will get a kill, but
It's gonna be 2v2.
yeah.
Wait, what about the Sapper on... Oh yeah, Sapper was only on Castor's team, sorry.
Does he have full health still?
Yep, it is.
Yeah,
and
they
I would
both
say
have full health.
there's not a lot of things that Iron Fox can do.
Nope. Just as I was saying, the lack of
I still
firepower.
got 2 TNTs, wow.
The lack of firepower for Iron Fox has been goes for the shrapnel rather than
Despite the fact that guy only had 30 health. So
Yeah,
either he's
he's done it
showing off
anyway.
or he forgot about the health. I would probably go for the first one.
Yeah. So yeah, 2v1. Castor doesn't even need to collect the other health crate. He's too cool for it. And I
That
don't
is
know
interesting. We don't see... Sorry.
This time.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I don't know write Iron Fox off too soon, but the health difference is too large. And I mean, if that health crate does drop, you could maybe combine collecting the health, poisoning and hiding.
Yeah, but he's
think
fighting 2 full health pigs. I don't really see a way out of it. And this is where, though, one of the things that could screw it up, could make you screw up on this map comes in, because we have seen Angurio doing exactly this against Jay Warren, doing
that is
a
very
small
true.
amount of damage in response to body blocks, but that I think was a mistake on his part. Although I think in this case the health advantage for Castor is just too much.
Yeah. And he is making his way to the center because he knows it's going to drop. But I mean, there's been a lot of sort of premature pigs making their
He
way.
definitely
to the,
watched the match I just referenced.
Yeah, and he's still going for the paratrooper, so not looking to damage the sapper, just looking to get his health down, and I imagine try and poison, gain extra turn, that kind of vibe. But
Although
again,
that was not the correct turn to do that, because now a TNT is basically going to seal the match.
yeah, so drop him down to 33 health.
So he can just bazooka him and the body block doesn't matter anymore.
That's very true. And
It's a tricky one because as soon as an enemy starts body blocking, you don't know whether you want to damage the pig or not. You kind of want to do the math in your head.
yeah, I was about to say exactly the same thing. When I played that exhibition match, I think it was against Jay Warren on. It was on well, and we just went back and forth constantly. Or it might have been, no, I think it was Axby, sorry. It went back and forth, and it eventually became a 2v1. Axby with 1 pig. Oh, there is the health.
He does
But
get
it
it.
does get it, so back up to 83. But I think it's too little too late, because, yeah, Castor can just go and heal himself.
Exactly, I would just do that.
Yeah, saving the best till last.
Although I would have used the jetpack on him, to be honest.
Yeah, again, just guarantee it with that extra 20. And it is only a 10, but again, I still feel like it's too much work for Irn Fox here. Anything... Oh god, we're still one airburst remaining as well.
He needs to make it count, though, because
Only the 20 on the initial.
he does get a 40.
Oh, and the elf.
43, yeah, there's no way. There's no way Castor, Irn Fox can turn this around, because that Sapper still has a TNT, so there's no way for him to avoid defeat.
Yeah. So even with... Oh,
Never mind.
He will fight on until the last. And yeah, so he's immediately blocked the use
What
of
would
the
you do
TNT.
here?
I'd still plant it. I mean, you've got to deal damage to
Actually,
him.
I think there's a way for Castor to plant it behind the crate, so his pick doesn't get damaged. Is that a thing?
Damage. It is. There is the potential there, but he's calling his bluff. Calling his bluff again, but I think surely Irn Fox can just continue to hide.
Yeah, but he has to attack at one point.
He will, yeah, but it puts more pressure on Castor to actually make that move. I just continue to hide, to be honest. Instead, he's going to poison.
I don't know. I think for me the instinct would be to respond to these body blocks aggressively every time.
Yeah, I mean, just as you say that, he's jumping on his head to get him down to 40 health and then just finish the game. Castor's not messing around tonight. He doesn't want to get into that. He doesn't want to get the poison stuck in his mind.
Yeah, I would even go for a bazooka
yeah.
right there. Yeah, why not?
Finishing it in
Triple
style.
40.
Yeah. So breaks the deadlock, kills himself, finishes with the sapper.
And what I was going to say before is that we rarely see a game decided by the lineups. But I think Irn Fox's strategy was a bit too risky, and it did not end up paying off.
Yeah, exactly. There was potential, but didn't quite pay off on this time around, and it would have worked, like we said, somewhere else. But Castor takes round 1, which means we go to round 2 on Skullduggery.
We'll see you there. Okay, we're back on Skullduggery. Fox will have to go first on this map. We are seeing very similar lineups. In fact, all 3 of the pigs for Castor and Irn Fox are the first 3 pigs are the same. And the only difference is the 4th one. We're having Medic, Paratrooper, Grenadier, Scout, Sapper for Castor, while Sapper for Irn Fox. Almost a mirror match here.
Castor going with the Scout this time around, which will, of course, come in handy. Skullduggery, lots of water, lots of areas where you can get caught out, and Sappers, of course, on Irn Fox's team, going with the 2 of them. Whether or not that will be the difference. I'm surprised Irn Fox isn't going for a Scout here, but I think he's just banking this time on having those hard-hitting classes
It's
and
interesting.
dealing some quick early damage.
He doesn't have a Scout on the 3rd map either. It feels like he used all of them in the first.
He used them all up. He's not allowed to use them anymore.
Fox goes first.
Yeah, the game's blessed us, so Irn Fox actually goes first for once. No need to reset.
I know. So this is practically a game which counts only for the ranking, because these 2 are both already qualified to playoffs. But of course, your final ranking in the regular season decides who you face from the other group. So
that is very important.
Still important. There's a very slim chance for Castor to get in first place. Irn Fox would have more chance, but still, we'll have to see which one of these 3, which is because Angurio is also involved, will get the top spot.
Exactly. They both currently have 3 wins and one loss.
Castor does have 3 wins, 1 loss, and 1 draw.
Yeah, he has a draw, doesn't he? Sorry, he has that 1 point more than Irn Fox. And currently, Irn Fox on the charge here with some big jetpack to cattle prod combo, and the water damage not going exactly how he planned. But
exactly,
I mean,
it could have been more damage, but problem with the scoop there is that now Irn Fox's paratrooper is in a very bad position.
In exactly the same spot. Castor spending a little bit more time in the air, doesn't get the jetpack damage. That could be crucial, as he has, in a sense, lost basically half of his turn there.
Ooh, that was very risky. I saw a self-damage there. Castor going to do the same thing.
This time further away into the middle of the water, and that will be big damage for Castor. That's basically what Irn Fox was looking to do. Castor turned around and said, you know what, I can do it better. And he's down to 26 health.
30 more damage. I mean, that paratrooper is still on a very dangerous position, but when you have less than 40, I would say, it doesn't really matter where you position yourself.
Yeah, you remember actually that the last time both of these players played each other was back on the 24th of September 2020, back in Season 1. If you'll cast your mind back, ADB, that was...
Yeah, that was probably one of the craziest finish, if not the craziest finish of Season 1.
Yeah, the crazy Irn Fox versus Castor. They were both 1-1 up after 2 rounds. Went to
Island Hopper.
Island Hopper.
Yeah.
And Irn Fox with a 230 HP paratrooper, Castor with a low health grenadier.
38, I believe.
Yeah, somehow the grenadier came out of it alive, and Castor took the victory. So it's been a long time since these two have faced each other in a competitive setting.
Exactly. They're
Irn Fox
trading blow for blow, but
didn't get the max damage there with that cluster, but Castor just seamlessly getting all the big damage, and the grenadier down to 20 health. Castor with the scout, you know what's going to happen.
Yep. So far, they had all the same pigs, the same ranks facing each other, and Castor has come out with slightly more health on both occasions.
Well, I'm surprised though he didn't go for the scout. I know that the paratrooper's there and you can get the damage early, but you've got to damage the scout because
I don't know if I would have used the TNT for a 55 health.
No, it's a little bit excessive, but at the same time, what other knockback would you use that could get the job done when you have a sapper? I mean, there's the grenade launcher, but you kind of risk not pushing him further enough out to sea. I don't know. It's a tricky one.
Yeah, I guess he had 2 sappers, but before that paratrooper would have been able to move, so I guess the only other choice would have been that.
I mean, I'm thinking Irn Fox's strategy, he didn't want to lose his paratrooper, because I imagine he's going to want to take out his own grenadier with his paratrooper, who does go before his grenadier, so he will have the chance to take him out and not lose a turn.
Yeah, but he has to run a lot.
Yeah.
But so far, that mistake of putting the paratrooper, going with the scoop, was pretty important, because honestly, I find myself always having that thought, like, I want to go for the bazooka, because even though I'm not sure to get the damage, I also do not put myself in danger.
Yeah. He is prioritizing the grenadiers, trying to push them together, get that body grouping going. Whether or not he'll get the placement, we'll see. But
I don't know if he'll be able to do anything about it, though.
I mean, I like that Irn Fox has taken the more offensive approach with the 2 sappers. It is paying off currently with the kill on the paratrooper and then the damage.
I don't know if it's paying off.
Well, compared to the last game where he didn't have any form of damage really, but his positioning is so important as well on this map. You've got to remain.
Talking about that, look at this situation right here.
I don't know if that'll be enough to really push him that far out. I mean, I think he will drop in, but it won't be that much damage unless.
The bigger problem is that Sapper just had his turn, so Castor will have a chance to do even more.
We still have this medic block here, but there will be healing on the grenadier, so you won't have to actually kill.
Oh yeah, we forgot.
That turn. Very important. And I mean, do you then use your grenadier as a kamikaze, because you don't want to get poisoned again and be in that same position?
Well, there's water around. You know what you can do.
That's true. That is true. That's also a possibility. And Irn Fox not looking to get the body block, so he's at some point will be, I guess, use his grenadier to damage the orderly.
I think he will be doing exactly that.
Yeah.
Oh no, wait. There's the paratrooper first.
Yeah. So paratrooper, I'd go to the island really. Try and heal yourself. You've got 2.
No, I think I'd go for the grenadier. The grenadier's next. He has to kill him.
That's true.
Because since the purple paratrooper is dead, the grenadier's next, so he has to kill him now.
Yeah. He does get that splash damage with the jetpack, and I think he'll look to body block somebody, but he is also on 26 health, which is not good for him, because Castor will
To be
again
honest, I would have gone with this on the scout and used the bazooka from there.
and yeah, just as just as I thought, the jump on the head, and I guess the double poison here.
Yeah, because the grenadier is next.
Goodness me. So Irn Fox falling into a trap, basically, that has just fallen into Castor's lap
I would
here.
love to know if Castor thought about. Oh my god, that's a double 25.
Just the magic number and the double turn gained without
Wow.
even being able to use his grenadier, I should say.
And the
He's
sapper
saluted.
is next, which I think you know what happens to that sapper who was very close to the water. Wow, this is devastating.
This game has such a habit of taking me by surprise at every turn. You think you can predict stuff that's going to happen, and then just the damage numbers say otherwise.
I mean, to be honest, this one is on Castor. I think he's executing everything perfectly.
It's like a choreographed dance. Everything just falling into place, and I think he'll swim to the island, actually, yeah, so he can
Which is even worse than death for Irn Fox's sapper.
just kill me. Oh, man. I mean, he can still get a shrapnel or a grenade launcher over there, but
That's not gonna do much.
no, and he's... Oh, he can obviously kill his own pig, but...
Oh yeah, he definitely can. I would go for
Yeah,
it.
he can get damage, yeah, so at least he won't lose that other turn, but
Yeah.
with the other sapper so far away, I mean, it's going to be a huge amount of effort for this
Although,
saboteur.
pushing that scout next to the water means that he would be able to target him next turn.
That's true. I mean, his sapper does still have near enough full health, and he is kind of placed in the center, or as centered as he can be. Oh, he's in the water.
That would be a kill. That would be a kill. If
Yeah, he did
could
fall
be a
in.
kill if he used the shrapnel in a good way. But
Yeah.
now Castor has the
Oh.
medic
Yeah, so
to
he can
play
just
with.
go and heal his scout, I guess. Or bump his sapper up to
Does
full
he have
health so
time to
that
go to the scout? I think he would have, but he doesn't want to risk it.
he doesn't want to. But that could be a bad call, as the sapper now has range on that scout.
Well,
who's
he
over
would
on the
have
island.
range even if he had gone for.
True, but he has a much easier shot with the shrapnel if he can get some. There could be potential for some crazy plays, but now that the orderly is tranquilized,
I think he's still on 90.
this is
Scout.
a random crate. Oh, so it is only the 10. That is unlucky.
I think
but
it would be. It could be a 50. I mean,
I'd even go grenade launcher and just try and bump him in the water if you can get him.
no,
like,
no. Go for shrapnel.
I don't know. But you have.
You can still hit me from the back, and get him in the water with a shrapnel, and there's a chance you might get more. So.
I always find I have more control with the
That-
grenade launcher.
Oh!
No!
And
So
that
unlucky.
21 is the worst number possible for Irn Fox.
Oh no!
Although I think, yeah, Castor wouldn't bother too much because he knows that that sapper is.
Get into a safe distance.
No, he will go
Oh.
for it.
Yeah, I think you've got to really. No, he's going for the damage instead.
I support this decision because still, that sapper can't do much from that position.
Yeah, I think he's gonna save him for later, basically.
Considering that scout only had one poison left, so.
Yeah, and with the full health sapper now, it's not looking good for Irn Fox. Is this TNT, I guess? Or maybe shrapnel?
Yeah,
Not
he's
sure.
a bit too close for a TNT. I think Castor should have backed out a little bit.
Looking to get the big shoulder damage, looking for those masterclass strats.
And, ooh,
Oh,
that
only
looked
the 30.
good, but he
Didn't
only
look
got a
on
30.
target. The shrapnel says otherwise, so down to 73. So there's still potential, but he has a lot of work to do.
I feel like there's not a lot to go for Irn Fox because Castor has the medic control. One other pig is basically useless.
Yeah. But that will eventually end, so whether or not the sapper can last that long, because Irn Fox does still have he does have one tranquilizer left. So you never know.
This one is still a target for that sapper though, so I guess Irn Fox will be able to throw another shrapnel.
Yeah.
And if I was Irn Fox, I would definitely reduce my health to 15.
Yes. He's not healing his sapper, because that would be maybe just a little bit too far to go. And Castor still with the 2 tranquilizers, so by the time the orderly gets out of that body block, which Castor is now moving away from. If Castor does decide to use the other one, he will be down to 76 health.
Actually, I don't remember if that medic
Ooh.
still has one or two tranquilizer, the grey one.
The grey one only has one left,
Okay.
but there's potential here for some damage, which could be crucial.
Yeah, we can see Irn Fox is still lucid. Is still very lucid. He's using the first sapper in a way that that he can also use the second one. So
Yeah, and that could be huge.
it is a lot of damage. So
yeah, Ricky landing in the other direction, 38 health. So suddenly the tables have turned.
how much is the grey sapper on?
Grey Sapper is on 79 currently.
I don't know.
So
It's still very much advantage to Castor, especially since he's doing this now.
Yeah, he's using his trap card and getting himself that extra turn, which I'm sure
definitely wanted to make that sapper on 15 health.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, that's a big problem now.
That could be the difference here between winning and losing.
I'd say that's what seals it.
Yeah, and I mean, look at the position here for the orderly. With the TNT remaining as well, Castor just needs to bump him in the right direction. Big body of water over there, which he can easily reach. He's looking to turn him the other way instead. Nope, not sure. 8 seconds. That could be decent.
Damage, I don't know if that would kill. 90. No, that would not kill. That will not kill.
Is it enough to knock him? No, he does land and survives with 39 health. So, but look, he's got no more TNTs.
Oh, if he had one more TNTs. He needs to go for the shrapnel and deal big damage on the medic, I would say. Yeah. Oh, if he had reduced that sapper to 15, he would still be in the game.
That is true.
You always have to keep track of your numbers.
He's not going for the body block.
Unless he gets a huge damage here, I would say Fox is done.
Tries to get it behind. He does have a... Nope, never mind. I was going to say a small body block. The medic, the orderly on Fox's team does, yeah. He's got one more. And I believe Castor also has one more as well, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, there's not a lot that Castor can... Yeah, not a lot that Irn Fox can do now. He's going to skip... Wait. Okay,
yeah.
Now we will skip 2 turns in a row.
Yeah, and I think that will be enough for Castor to deal the necessary damage. It will be the scout up next.
So Castor will jump into 13 points, and he will end his Hogs War League Season 2 with that amount, because that's the 6th match for Castor.
Yes.
While Irn Fox still has to play against Angurio after this one.
That's going to be a big showdown. Angurio still with the matches in hand, and there is still a possibility for Angurio to finish top of Group B.
I mean, with Castor winning this game, Angurio needs 4 points to be mathematically in first place in 3 matches, so that's definitely possible.
And he is still unbeaten as well, even though I know he's only played 3.
Yep.
Irn Fox still fighting. Still looking to remain in this match. He will not go down without a fight, unless, of course, he decides to kamikaze here with the shrapnel.
He will.
Which is exactly what he's going to do. Ugh. And
I would have tried to go for another turn before.
Yeah.
What the? Oh, okay. You send him in the
went in the water. Oh.
Because I mean, you could have. Oh no, wait. There's a scout too. So yeah, there was no point in keeping.
It was still a 3v1 situation. Yeah. But Castor takes it on Skullduggery, takes this game 2-0, and does it in style. Really, it was pretty smooth all the way through.
Yep. Very very solid performance from Castor. I think he's still the man to beat, despite Angurio being technically on top of the Group B.
Indeed, it'll all come down to the playoffs, as Castor has made it through. But who will he be facing at the end of this week? I'm sure we'll find out soon.
Yep. We'll find out who faces who in the playoffs, quarterfinal, through the course of this week. So stay tuned for the next matches from ADB95 and Pinstripe. That's all.
See you guys later.